Can I escape from the Omega Ruins without the sphere grid? Let's find out. What's up everyone? Welcome to what is going to be a very interesting Final Fantasy X No Sphere Grid mini challenge. We will be transported to the Omega Ruins dungeon, which during a normal playthrough is an optional area you'd only have access towards the end of the game. The main part of this challenge will be to see if I can reach and defeat one of the hidden super bosses within the Omega Ruins, Ultima Weapon, then return back, all without using the sphere grid and only having access to items and equipment at around halfway point of the game. Now within the Omega Ruins there's only one save sphere, which is at the very beginning of the dungeon, and as part of this challenge it isn't working, not until Ultima Weapon is defeated. If and when we do so and I can return to the save sphere, this is how the party plan to escape from Omega Ruins. So to set the scene and to link the challenge to the story, after those epic wedding cutscenes in Bevelle, Yuna escapes from Seymour and the rest of the gang are forced to flee to the Temple of the Faith to reunite with each other. Now whilst they manage to do so, Maester Keenock is able to locate and capture them. Now within a usual playthrough of Final Fantasy X, the gang are put on trial and sentenced to the not so difficult Via Purifico. And even in a No Sphere Grid playthrough is an easy section of the game, but in this version of the story the gang will be exiled to the Omega Ruins. There lies the challenge ahead. So can I escape from the Omega Ruins without the sphere grid? Let's find out. Before we kick things off, I'm going to explain the rules of the challenge. The party and equipment setup, as well as the overdrive mode details, will be in the description box below, so please check that out and ask any questions you've got in the comments. So the challenge is using a save I've modded using the FFX editor. I'll be using the equipment gathered from that point of the game and will only have access to the items available up until the Via Purifico. Now, since I didn't know how difficult this challenge was going to be, I've upped the count of critical items like sleeping powders, shadow gems and smoke bombs, which are all easily obtainable from Beaconel right before the Bevelle and Via Purifico sections of the game. As for the rest of the items, they were already on my save, which was taken from part 11B of the ongoing No Sphere Grid guide on the channel. Now just to finish off with a few more rules of the challenge, I'll attempt to use Aeons as sparingly as possible, as even at this point of the game they're still really good and have that auto ribbon ability as standard. Also, if I gain access to a return sphere, I won't be using it, as having more than one character with first strike will make things a bit too easy in my eyes. And finally, if I die, I'll need to start over. Oh, this is perfect. What I'm going to be using this one for is to set up the front three in Riku in SOS Null Blaze. That's going to help with the Poroboros fight. In fact, what we'll do is we'll put the Zorus to sleep, just so we can get the team set up here. Now, the easiest way to do that is to bring in Lulu and start casting fire on the party, and that drops everyone into SOS health. Riku, we're going to get some steals in while this is going on. Wakara, I do think, needs an attack and a fire in order for him to get into SOS. Yep, that's perfect. And what we'll do is we'll bring in Tidus again, because when he does get attacked now, he'll end the battle in critical health, which is perfect. And I don't think that's an issue. Riku obviously has got evade and counter, so she's going to avoid things. I'm just thinking, is there any other one I need to worry about here? No, I don't think so. So Tidus is just going to defend. Oh, nice rare steal there. Right, that's perfect. And we're already at +7 petrify grenades. Well, +6 now. So that's the perfect start. We've got people in SOS. We've got some good petrify grenades already. Oh, perfect start this is. We even got a preemptive, which is great. Now, what I will do is use one of our chocobo feathers on Riku here. That'll enable us to get some quick, easy steals. Now, this is the perfect battle to show why SOS Null Blaze is essential basically, because it just keeps the party safe. Riku can just steal till her heart's content, and the boys can just tank along with Riku. We can't die because the only attacks that these enemies have got is fire based, and of course because we're all protected against fire, we're in a position where we can't die. We'll just double check how many we've got. Already 24, which is absolutely phenomenal. So we'll use up the next round. Any spare turns we get with Riku? No, I don't think we do. So Petrify Grenade, and done. Perfect. Great start. Everyone's in SOS. We've got some fire gems. We've got some Petrify Grenades. So always best to get Riku back into the back line. Any items that we pick up by the chests and by the battles are free to use where possible, or I mean something like that though isn't really going to be useful in this area. Now the Wraith, I mean we can get Doom for Kimahri, so that's good. The fact that it's got times 1.5 to water is not bad. I'd prefer it to have times 1.5 to fire because we've got that abundance of fire gems already. It is pretty much immune to everything we have at the moment, so the easiest thing to do is to use some shadow gems and to just defend with the boys. I mean ideally I want to bring Tidus in, because if one of these gets KO'd, Waka and Tidus have good agility to recover. Health or something here. No. Okay, nonetheless, Fish Scale to the win. Perfect. Now, I've just noticed we are below 20 Petrify Grenades, which is not an issue. It just means we can't customise Stoneproof at the moment. Stoneproof will take 20 Petrify Grenades. Now, while this is an easy encounter, it's a very, very useful one because musks can be stolen in abundance from the floating death. So we'll defend with the boys. Ideally we need 3. We could probably do with, well, ideally we only need 1 steel because, and I'll explain that when we go into the Ultima fight, but these are going to come in clutch against the Ultima battle. This battle isn't essential if you manage to get any musks from the I think it's the Mandragora, or it's basically, yeah, the Mandragora type enemy in the Cenobia Sands. So, I mean, already got a drop there. So if you didn't manage to get any musks there, this is quite an easy battle. I mean, deathproof on an armor around here, it sounds good, but it's probably not that useful. I mean, we could go left here and get the chests, but in all honesty, I don't think there's much to get from them. Now, I got lucky there not putting Riku into the front line. If this was a Great Marlborough, this probably would have been a game over. Nonetheless, the Varuna, for all its tricks up its sleeve, it's susceptible to petrification. So a simple Petrify Grenade takes that straight out. Again, another drop for Riku. Magic Defense plus 10. Not really that important round here again, but the 2 free slots may come in useful. Right, so this is the glyph. Right. Now, this is the encounter which it's one of the encounters I'm most worried about. 2, it's one of the encounters which makes evade encounter on Auron pretty essential. And the reason is because once you've done Shooting Star on the Spirit, always got to make sure we get that off. You'll be in a position where all 3 of your characters may not be able to tank their attacks. If the 2 Halmers take out Kimahri and Waka, and Auron is obviously delayed because of using his overdrive, that means that you'd get a game over. So you have to use both of your Teleport Spheres, one on Riku and one on Auron. Here though, you can steal to your heart's content. What we are looking for is some rare drops, because these do have Shadow Gems as a rare drop. The other thing to note here is, this is a perfect example and a very easy way of getting your overdrive back for Auron after using it on an enemy in the same fight. So we'll just continue to steal with Riku, and Auron is just going to be in a position just to take one of the hits so his overdrive goes up. Now it's up to Riku to bring him back. This is another reason why having Stoic is better, and that also comes into effect against the Defender Z. fight. All we need to do again here is use a Petrify Grenade and the battle's over. Always got to check what armor we've got as well. Berserk Proof, that is pretty good. Now, this battle is arguably on par in terms of danger with the Great Marlborough. And I'll explain why in a moment.
This is for the fallen!
Orin always badass with his quotes. Now that's why Berserk Ward is absolutely essential in this battle. And it's the reason I keep Kimahri in the front line. Now, chances are we still would have got a turn with Waka had it used a double Berserk on Orin and Kimahri and had they both had Berserk Ward. So it really is about making sure you manage your turns correctly and also making sure that you get Orin's overdrive back up and running. Now, because we've already eliminated the spirit, Orin in Berserk at the moment doesn't really matter. But what you can do here, I mean, considering one's going to be dropping its silence status soon, we're going to need Orin out of Berserk. And what we can also do is use some of our not so good items, like our bomb cores, just to get rid of these, just to get rid of one of them. Now we're in a position where the battle is manageable. I don't think there's anything to lance it off this for. Now, the other good thing about this battle, though, is the rare steel from the black element is 4 shining gems, which are going to be absolutely incredible against Ultima Weapon. So it's always worth stealing. Now, you see there that the silence is now gone. So ideally what we should have done is put Riku into the back line. Nonetheless, that's not the worst outcome. What we are looking for, though, is for Orin to have flare used on it. So here we'll bring in Tidus because of his agility. So there's that Berserk Ward kicking in there. Not a problem having Berserk on Tidus. This can get very tedious, though, because it can spam Berserk again and again and again until you get the flare turn. Perfect. It takes 2 flares to get its health back up. To get its overdrive back up, sorry. Yeah, one of the downfalls. I mean, I don't think we're going to have an issue if 2 of them are left. I don't think we will have an issue. Nonetheless, I'm not actually going to take a chance. So I'll use a Phoenix down on Tidus. Demi just edging Orin's overdrive slightly closer. And there's that Berserk Wall kicking in again. Now we do want to ensure Orin doesn't take out the black element, so right, this is it now. So bring Riku back in, and what we can do, I think 2 bomb fragments is going to be enough. Oh, it's bomb core we should have used, never mind. I mean, just for safety here, we'll use another silence grenade. That's going to nullify the battle and get the lads to do some additional damage. Perfect. A bit long, but we set ourselves up for the next fight, which is the most important thing. Right, another interesting encounter this is against the Adamantoise. Now, strangely enough, it can be put to sleep, it can be petrified, I think it can even be slowed. The one thing we do want, though, is Healing Waters. That's going to give us the alchemy ability on a customization. Now, we need 4 Healing Waters, so I would like to encounter this as much as possible. 2 already, which is good. In the event I've already got enough Healing Waters for alchemy, I'd only probably steal twice. So we'll go for as many steals until it wakes up again now. I'm not using any more sleeping powders on it. Trouble is, the amount of steals we do reduces the chance of us getting a successful steal. And at this point, because we've already got a stamina tablet, we don't want a rare steal. Stamina tablet's the rare steal from the Adamantoise. Well, we're halfway there to having alchemy anyway, which is good. It's going to come in clutch against Ultima Weapon. Now, Master Tombury. Few things to talk about here. Susceptible to sleep. Immune, though, to petrification, so you do need to whittle its health down by using shadow gems and other non-elemental damaging items. It's one of a few, I think it's the only enemy around here that can drop a Telephort Sphere, so it means we may be able to get early access to that evade encounter, that 3rd evade encounter. Now, Lancet and the magic there not waking up the Master Tombury, so we're already past below the 10k mark, which is great, but it's one of them enemies that we can't really maximise the use of a fire gem. The other thing you could do at this point is use maybe another shadow gem and then a poison fang, but considering how many we've got, I'm going to just use a couple of smoke bombs here. Smoke bombs are only useful for a couple of enemies around here. One, the Makaea, two, the Halmers. So we've put Tombury back to sleep, and now we're just going to whittle its health down. Should be able to take it out. Perfect. We didn't get a return sphere, but we did get a drop for Whacker, so let's check that out. Slow strike, 3 free slots. That is some legit good drop. That is a legit good drop. What this glyph will allow us to do is to touch the other glyph, what we've just been to, and then make our way up to the path opposite the other glyph. And that gives us access then to a teleport sphere. Right, Defender Z. Not a challenging fight, if I'm honest, but it does get a bit difficult with 2 of them in there because of their Haymaker attack, which can't be evaded and countered. So we do have to use Shooting Star to take care of 1, which leaves the battle quite manageable then, because they are very slow. So in theory, when it uses Haymaker, it should always use it on Auron if Auron is in the party. There we go. And we can use Kimahri to bring back Auron. Now we can start to make use of these fire gems. I think when it drops below, I think it's 10,000, it will start to use Blast Punch, which basically takes away half of your character's current health, which is not an issue because we can't die from it. There's that Haymaker causing an issue because it can take Riku out. It's one of only a few unevadable attacks around here. Perfect, that's what we're after. Perfect, and we'll use another bomb core to finish things off. Perfect. Auron's back up to overdrive. Got some key spheres, not that they're going to come in much use. Didn't die. The only thing is we've got Riku in half health, but that's not really an issue. Right, nice and easy one with the Makaeas. The only thing they've got to steal is a stamina tablet as a rare drop. But considering we've got a couple of them from the Moonflow and we only really need 1 versus Ultima Weapon, no need. Having a Tetratarge though and a Silver Shield may come in useful. Quite an interesting fight if you don't check the CTB. And there it is, that Teleport Sphere, perfect. So we are going to use it on Tidus. If I can get 3 stone proofs for Ultima, that would be really handy. Oh, now I'm really glad that we've managed to get another Adamantoise here. So let's put him to sleep, and then we can get stealing. Hopefully we can get a couple more healing waters. So there's 1. 2, so that's give us alchemy. Oh, there we go, 5th healing water as well, perfect. Now let's not take any chances, let's just petrify the grenade. Say good game. Picking up some weird and wonderful equipment around here. Not bad. 3 free slots for Kimahri. Shame it's for Kimahri though. Now, this is the sole reason why you must have the Shooting Star for Auron, because this battle is practically impossible in this challenge without Shooting Star, and is arguably one of 2 instances or 3 instances where having Auron on the back line is absolutely essential. But the trouble is now, it's the only battle in this challenge which doesn't allow Auron to get his overdrive back after he has used it within the same battle. So if we encounter another Great Malbra now, it's a game over. Because we are making good time, I am going to go and try and get the other chests. As long as 2 out of the 3 of Whacker, Tidus and Riku have got SOS Null Blaze, that's fine. I think in this fight as well, actually, we might have an opportunity to get Tidus back into SOS. Which in fact, I'm going to bring him in now. Okay. Right, what I said last time. Oh, there. So there's 4 Shining Gems. And what did I say last time? Was worthwhile. Another 4 Shining Gems. Fantastic. So what did I say last time? It was worth stealing from them beforehand, before taking the 1 out. Let's use a bomb core. So that should take this one out. Perfect. That's fine. We'll bring Kimahri in. Okay, we're now 1 flare away on Auron from having its Overdrive fill back up. Can't get that second turn in with Riku. That's fine. We'll just keep moving forwards. Just keep defending. Perfect. Right. Let's bring in Riku. Now we get 2 turns maybe because of Tidus's agility there. Right. The next one should take it out. We can get 3 turns with Riku if this doesn't perfect. Easy. I think it's onwards to Ultima Weapon because we're net 5 at the minute. We'll just take it out. Yeah, 76 petrified grenades is a very, very good number. Always got to make sure Riku's on the back line. Now, I'm so glad we've encountered a double Demonolith encounter because let me show you the power of Aeons, particularly Vale 4 around here. And for this battle, I will be using the ×4. Now, 2 things about Vale 4, or 3 things. 1, it's a flying Aeon. 2, it's technically got an auto ribbon. And 3, Demonoliths cannot do any damage to Vale 4 because the only things that they can do is try to petrify it, which it will be immune to, and try to use, well, attempt to use, but fail in using its physical attack. And essentially, it'll be immune to petrification, but also it will skip their turn because it can't attack Vale 4. What does that mean? It means Vale 4 can literally cheer up. So use 5 or 6 cheers. I think 5 is the max. 3, 4, and 5. And literally just continue to use attack. Attack, attack, attack. And it will do anywhere from probably 17 to 2000 damage per attack. So there's that breath and there's that immunity kicking in. And we'll get to a point where Vale 4 can pretty much either tank the breath, or because it can't even use its physical attack on Vale 4, Vale 4 it's an auto win. This battle is using Vale 4, and you can even use Vale 4's overdrives. I like to cheer because it does make the battle slightly quicker. So we'll show you Energy Blast. That's picked up in Besaid with the dog. We'll get that within 1. In fact, we're going to finish it off with an Energy Ray because I think that will do quad 9 as well. And if you were to use Sonic Wings, I think you do get the delay as well. I think it just does less damage. We should get an overdrive by the time this hits 9,900. Yep, perfect. So 6,000, 4,000, Energy Ray. Perfect. Let's just quickly do an equipment check. Now, this one we don't have to mess about. We can just go on the full offensive. Try getting a couple of Tetra Elementals, never mind. Hopefully, we might be able to get this done in 1 sleep round. Let's see how we get on. I doubt it, actually. We're still doing quad 9. Although, maybe with a Poison Fang, we might be able to finish it off in time. No, I thought not. Never mind. Plenty of sleeping powders in the kitty. Let's just check how much it's got. 3,600. Yeah, we'll keep the Shadow Gems now. What have we got? So we've got 12 of those Shiny Gems, which are going to come in essential. And we can use some Smoke Bombs, actually. Lancet and Fire have obviously helped chip away at the damage. And they will help here put us within Poison Fang range. That just gets us the GG. Nicely done. Maybe even try and get another Teleport Sphere. No, you can only hope. You don't ask, you don't get in this game. Right, we'll move on to this platform and then we'll set up because there's some customization I need to do. There's some thinking on strategy I need to do. And then we've got the big showdown. So first things first. So we're not going to be using First Strike. First things first, let's add that evade encounter. We've got 1 alchemy. I think we're going to use that for... We'll use that for Riku, actually. On her weapon, just to bring Auron back up to full health. Yep, that'll go in nicely there. Oh, what else can we build on? So we might do that one actually, unless there's something else. I think that's probably the best bet. We haven't got any problem with death in this battle. Yeah, let's build on that where we can. To be fair, that's probably the other reason why I should have stolen more Musks for Confused Ward. Never mind. 1 Confused Ward. We might have to give Auron that. We'll see. Now, what else can we do? I think that's really all that matters with Riku. Kimahri isn't really going to be playing a big part in this one. Let's have a look what we've got for Tidus. I think sleep could be an issue. So we might build on that one and give him Stoneproof. Una will go in with her Stone Ring. Auron, I'm wondering if I think we definitely need 10% health. Let's see if we picked up anything else. A Bracer. I don't think we have for Auron. That's the only one we picked up. Lots of stuff for Riku. Okay, we might just have to give him... Yeah, we're just going to have to build on that plus 10% and give him Stoneproof. So we'll go with Confuse Ward. And have we got Sleep Ward? Or Sleep Proof? I think a Mega Weapon does have... It might have an opportunity to inflict sleep. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, Tidus. We'll go with that. Fuse Ward here. We'll go with Kimahri's Defending Amulet. That's what we picked up in the chest. Riku will go with the Lucid Targe. That's got Stoneproof and Confuse and Sleep Ward. Sticking with Evade Encounter. Lulu... I don't think matters in this. We'll give us Sleep Proof anyway. Una, definitely going to be using the Soft Ring. Tidus, we're going to start with the first strike, and then eventually we'll get him into Evade Encounter. Okay, right, let's use Mega Potion. I do want to start with Una, because I might need to use her within the battle, not to summon, but for the agility. And of course, I want to start with Auron in the front party. That will give me an extra turn to do something with if Auron's already hasted. Turbo off. Let's get going.
You're kidding me.
Now, a few things to call out about this fight. We should be able to tank all of Ultima's attacks with Auron. Secondly, we're not going to be summoning. And thirdly, we are not going to be using Trio. I don't think we can use Trio. Well, we might be able to use Trio with the Door of Tomorrow steals.
I'm running if you are.
So let's start things off with Chocobo Wing. That's where we've got it in the kitty. And the most important thing is to tank Auron up as much as possible. So this is going to be Shell, Protect, Haste, and Ultra Null All. What we'll also do is bring in Tidus as well, because he has got his Evade Encounter weapon, so he's going to be able to evade those physical attacks. The other thing to call out about Ultima Weapon, he does have an attack pattern with the characters. So he'll attack, he'll use magic, which can be silenced, hence why I've just thrown the grenade. And then he'll use core energy, then he'll use another magic attack, and then he'll use Shimmering Rain, and then it repeats. So the objective is to survive all of those attacks with Auron, and to protect Riku as and where we can, as much as possible. Auron's just going to be defending and doing what he can, where he can. Tidus is going to be the whipping boy. I probably could be attacking, but the main thing is to get that double HP on Auron as well. Auron's going to change his weapon. I think this is where we get a free turn, because Ultima Weapon is silenced. So we can use that to get Tidus hasted. We can also use an X Potion on Auron. So this is the turn with core energy. What we could do with is bringing Riku out of this and bringing Una back in. And that's why I hasted Una at the start of this battle. So we can get another turn in, which is really good here. So what I am going to do is throw a smoke bomb, because in the next phase it will be using in the next round, you never know, it may be using a physical attack on Una. We'll just keep changing those weapons. Auron should be able to tank core energy. And this is where we bring Yuna in. Now Yuna's the quickest out of the rest of the characters. That is a non-issue. So we bring Riku back in. And I'm going to use her turn to tide us back. Just realised Auron needs his evading counter. Right, this is an important turn because we do have a free hit here. So I think we'll go slightly on the offensive. We're going to use Riku's turn here to cast an Ultra Null All. Or a Hyper Null All. I can never get that name right. But what that's going to do is give Auron 5 chimes, focus and cheer. Nice crit there from Tidus. This is where we can actually go on the offensive. So them Shining Gems coming in clutch there, 6,000 damage. So that's basically 2 Fire Gems worth of damage. Now what we should have is Shimmering Rain. So we're going to bring Yuna in. Yuna and Tidus are not going to be able to survive Shimmering Rain. But Auron should be able to survive. There we go. Perfect. Now, the next attack is going to be a physical attack. So, we could theoretically bring in Riku. To get the party back up and running. Of course, I've brought back Tidus there because of evading counter. And we can bring back Yuna as well. Now, because Ultima Weapon has still got silence, we should get the next turn for free. There we go. And Riku's just going to continue the assault with the Shining Gems. This next attack is core energy, so I am going to take Riku out for that because I want her to avoid as many core energies as possible. Tidus or Yuna being the whipping person is not a bad thing. So if we still continue the assault. Now, the thing actually I've just realised, we've lost silence, so we need to get that back on. So that just ensures we get that free turn, and then we can move on to another Shining Gem. Could have probably brought Auron back in there, nonetheless. Because I'm unsure, I'm actually going to bring Auron back in. No, it's the physical. Okay, so the next attack should be Shimmering Rain. We continue the assault because we can bring Auron back in and take Riku out in this phase, which is good. Auron will always switch weapon because it's the quickest move. Can I get a free turn in with Riku? No, I can't. So let's bring Yuna back in. This is the power of Yuna. Because of agility, she should recover quicker. There we go. Now, the beauty of having Auron in haste as well, sometimes after that attack, you can get 2 turns, which is really good. What we will do, though, is utilise them wisely and not bring back Yuna, because the next attack's always going to be a physical. And, of course, the lads have both got evading counter. So So this is where that second evade encounter comes in absolute clutch, because it enables Tidus to avoid dying from the physical attacks. Now, because we should have a next turn, a free turn next. So this next turn's going to be, should be core energy. So we'll bring Auron in now. Auron should be able to survive. Perfect. Yeah, it's probably best to bring back Tidus. That just puts it in darkness. Now let's test the water to see what attacks next. That was the magic round. So this next one should be another physical. Let's throw another shining gem. Of course, if you haven't got shining gems, the thing to do is to use fire gems. It'll just take twice as long. Probably best just to keep changing weapons with Tidus. Now, next attack should be Shimmering Rain. So, Auron is going to... I mean, he can survive without defend because it's a special type attack. It's not physical and it's not magic based. So I think the only thing that can reduce the damage in that circumstance is an Aeons shield. Right, this is where we take Riku out the party. The one thing I must admit I don't know is if Shimmering Rain can go critical. Now I'm going to bring in Riku. Although this is a physical round, in fact, I'm going to continue the assault with the Shining Gems. So Tidus and Riku can take care of that round. That's fine. See, we got that free turn there. That's perfect because we can use a Silence Grenade. Should be getting this next turn for free. And we're on the last of our Shining Gems. This round should be for free, so bring Yuna back. That's perfect. I don't mind if Yuna actually gets hit with core energy. I think that'd be okay. But we move on to the assault with the fire gems here. Right, so next is core energy, so we're going to heal Auron. And luckily we've got enough to bring Tidus in place of Riku, which is good. That just stops having to rehaste Riku. Riku recovers quicker after core energy as well. Perfect. So the next round's a magic attack, which is essentially free. Might as well use some of them mega potions. Doesn't matter who got hit there, we could have brought Riku back in on a moment's notice. Right, let's just attack with Tidus. Perfect. So this next turn's going to be core energy. No, it won't. This will be an attack next. and then Shimmering Rain. Next, all three can heal. That's fine. Okay. Nice crit there. I think this is an attack next. It should be. Yep, perfect. Right, Auron's in a good space ahead of Shimmering Rain. Riku, that's great. She's going to get another turn before we have to swap her out. Tidus, I don't think it matters what we do with him, but nonetheless. No, we'll have to swap out Riku now. That's fine. Lots of weapon changes. Having Auron get that second turn there is so good. I mean, I can heal. Or I can go on the offensive with Riku. Right. Next is going to be a magic attack, which we're fine with because of silence. So we'll continue fire gems. Yes! Get in! Come on! Yes! What a victory over Ultima Weapon. Get in. That went absolutely perfect and just what I'd planned. What an unbelievable victory that is. Nice bit of gil, and we'll see what the drop is.
That was not Omega. Just a shadow born from Omega's wrath.
What, so the main man's still around?
Come on out, Omega!
When we meet, I will send it.
Right, let's get the team set back up, and then we can be on our way. What an encounter to fight straight after.
This is for the fallen.
Straight after Ultima Weapon. What an encounter. Razmataz. That's a cool weapon name. Now, also given the situation where you haven't got Shooting Star again with Auron, how do you go about defeating the spirit with 2 black elements? Well, again, your only real option here is to summon. And you could use Veil 4, but Veil 4 doesn't really have enough health to tank the flare attacks. So you can probably get rid of the spirit, but when it comes to the black elements, because they've got ultra high defense, your physical attacks aren't going to do much. So really, your only option here is to summon Bahamut. Now, overdrive or not, you can summon it without overdrive. The main thing here, though, is you could probably get away without Shell, but Shell is a good bet here just to make sure that you can tank a couple of the flares. Now, both of them aren't likely to use flare, which is good. So neither of them use flare there. So you probably could survive this without shell and using focus, for instance. There we go. I mean, that shell's doing 700 even with shell there and a couple of focuses. The main objective though is to get Bahamut into overdrive, and we just smash him with a mega flare. Look at that. We even got a critical hit as well. So that would usually do anywhere around about 11,000 to 12,000 damage. Right, this is the final battle I wanted to show you without Shooting Star, because if you survive the first bad breath, chances are you will get the victory over the Great Marlborough. Now, you could summon, but the Aeons' health and stats at this point in the game is probably not strong enough to last the fight with the Great Marlborough. So your only real opportunity here is to bring in Auron, partly because he's got a Vein Encounter, but also partly because he's got Berserk Ward. Now, prior to this fight, I did swap Wakka's armor from the SOS Null Blaze Null Shock to a Confused Ward, just to give him a chance to survive the Great Marlborough's bad breath. Similarly with Auron, Kimari has got the Serene Armlet on as well with Berserk Ward. So your only real hope here is that we survive this first bad breath. One of the characters survives, perfect. We can bring in Riku and start setting up. Now, that's probably the perfect outcome there, which is really ideal. Now, what we must ensure is that at least one of these characters stays under poison status, because if that occurs, we won't see bad breath for the rest of this fight. Now, the Great Marlborough has two phases. Before 32 and after 32,000 health, we drop below 32. Before 32, all it'll do is the single spit attack and bad breath if a character hasn't got poison, but since that it's only got the one attack, since we have got poison. After the 32 though, it's got a 33% chance of doing one of three attacks: the single spit, the multiple spit, and the munch attack. Now, the single spit can be evaded, can be blocked, etc. The multiple spit is survivable, but only if you've got shell. And the munch attack, I think, requires protect and defend, and I think Auron's the only one that can survive that as well. So what we'll do is we'll set the lads up to survive the munch attack and the spit attack going into the post 32,000 phase. Now, I think we do have enough equipment to do that. Yeah, we've got enough to get Riku into haste, which is just going to make this battle a little easier. And of course, Riku's got a Vein Encounter, so she's safe at the moment. Let's just have a look. Right, let's get... In fact, first things first, let's get Wakka back. I mean, it's unfortunate he died there, but it doesn't really matter. Right, let's get Wakka set up. And hopefully Great Marlborough doesn't go for Wakka in the next turn. If it does, what I'll do is just start setting up Auron as well, because Auron's got his Evade Encounter. Right, now Wakka's in defend. He can't die, at least in this phase. It's fine. Just got to keep an eye out on Auron's health, just to make sure he doesn't kill himself with poison. But other than that, we can go on the offensive for now, until we can bring in Kimari, so Kimari can get buffed up as well. So fire gems are going to do about 4,500 damage here. We've only got a couple of shadow gems, so we'll keep those for the second phase. Right, couldn't get sneak in a second turn there, but to get Kimari into... Oh, Kimari's not looking too clever, to be fair. Right, let's get a remedy on him. I mean, we had a 66% chance there it wasn't going to take Kimari out. Right, let's get Kimari under protect. And now he's defending. That's perfect. So, Lunar Curtain. I mean, we could use our stamina tablet, but I'm not really too concerned. You can actually steal stamina tonics, I think, as a rare drop from the Machaias. And then we haven't got one of those. So we can keep on the offense here. Just need to make sure that health's in a good space. Now the reason we've got Kamari in defend and protect as well is because he can now survive that spit attack. What I'm hoping for is that Auron will attempt to attack Riku, and Riku will evade and counter and clear the confusion. So in this case, I mean, that confusion, it's a blessing for Auron in evade and counter, and it's also a curse because we can't hit him with a physical attack. Nonetheless, we keep going with Riku and the fire gems. We're getting closer. Right, that's really good. So it's probably as close as we're going to get. So we'll just bide our time here. Probably should have changed weapons there, nonetheless. Right, this is where we move into the post 32,000 phase. We've got 3 turns to do as much damage as possible. Now we could likely finish this off with an overdrive, but I'm not going to. But there you go. We're post 32,000 health, and Riku can't, I mean, without using like a sunburst or maybe a firestorm overdrive, we probably wouldn't be able to clear 12,500 damage, and that's why you've got to set up with the lads. So that is perfect. 2 fire gems and the battle's ours. Perfect. GG, Great Marlborough. No summon, no shooting star, no sphere grid. Right, has Auron got an overdrive? Yes, he has. That's fine. Okay, another resource intense. Not so bothered about Riku not having SOS here. I can fix that in a moment. I'm just more interested about getting this Tombry's health down. So we're going to put Riku up to full health and then bring in Lulu. 1 to put Riku into SOS, and 2 to then go on the offensive. And Shadow Gems coming in absolute clutch. $8,000. Slowly going down though, those Shadow Gems. I need to get out of here quick. Right, that's a shame. We didn't get it done in 1 turn, but powder and a poison fang is going to finish things off. Perfect. Oh, we got a teleport sphere as well. Right, let's just get out of here quick time. This is the one part of the challenge I was slightly anxious about, was the return journey. Right, Varuna will always start with haste, but that's fine because we've got first strike and this Petrify Grenade can deal with that. I do think we've encountered every single available battle in the Omega Ruins, which is great and exactly what I wanted for this challenge. Not likely you see 2 Varunas in a row, but we've got the Petrify Grenades to take care of it. Right, let's use Auron to get Karmad. I knew it'd go for Riku. Never mind. It's quite slow, the Tombry, so I don't think we're going to have an issue with turns. That's what I want though. Oran, stabby stabby. Perfect. Right, when Rika gets a turn, like now, we can put it to sleep. And then we can start using Shadow Gems. I think we're quite close to the save sphere. We'll use... Have we got a Poison Fang? We have. Perfect. I knew it. I knew we'd get a Great Marlborough right by the save sphere. I knew it. Come on. No, we don't want that Oran there. And we made it. Yes, get in. What an absolute adventure this challenge has been. Absolutely loved it. And that Ultima fight was incredibly tough, fun, exciting, and of course a really good no sphere grid challenge to do yourself. If you've enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like, smash the subscribe button if you're not part of the JitKey community, and I'll catch you on the next Final Fantasy X no sphere grid video.